1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this, our 106th episode of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we discuss the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news, spoilers, and Long John Silver's, my fellow addicted Avenger and lunch buddy, Patrick Novosel.
What's up, guys?
Hey, man. On his left and my right, the volleyball and kayak and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back. And back after a 2-week hiatus, our prodigal son, Ronnie Johantges.
Hello, everyone.
And
Prodigal
then our final
son.
member.
Oof.
I don't mean it in like a
I was on a
mean
sabbatical.
way.
Slaughter our best meat.
Sabbatical son. Where was I? Oh, our final member of the GMG Quadfecta. He's got music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Coretta in his old stomacho, and may have abandoned his iPhone, but will never abandon us. Marc Boucher.
It's true. It's true.
He won't try to abandon us. He'll just sleep it off and forget about us.
He'll dream about us.
Tagged again. Love it.
Welcome to tonight's roast cast, where we will just be bringing up random
Whoops,
things.
I forgot my
to
notes.
Put each other down.
Good night, everybody.
It's gonna be a blast. Speaking of a blast, no, I got no transition for that. Mark, you got a haircut and it's looking good. I didn't tell you that earlier, but I wanted to tell you that now.
Thank you. It's so nice of you.
Yes, it looks so good. I still wish you'd grow out your beard to where it would take up like a quarter of your screen on Zoom.
I can't do like a Gimli beard or a ZZ Top beard. That would drive me nuts.
Do you know how to braid?
No, I'm sure my wife could. If
Yeah, you
I
need to
wanted
braid
her
it.
to.
Get it long
be
enough to braid
sweet.
it.
I think I've gotten a haircut since the last time I podcasted, actually.
Hey,
You
yo.
did. You got a Hawkeye,
did.
a faux hawk, right?
Yeah, I basically took in a picture of was it Jeremy
Yep.
Renner and said, I want this.
Nice.
Jeremy Renner from Endgame.
You
That's
got
right.
the Ronin haircut.
Nice.
That's
I did.
right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. As always, before we jump into what's new news and continue to talk about our various haircuts, we are going to just, of course, share a little bit of housekeeping where we offer towels, put mints on pillows, and tip you off to the things you need to know. Remember to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Stitcher, por favor. As every podcaster and their brother, sister, dog, cousin, cat will tell you, it helps us reach a new audience somehow, some way. So take a couple moments, offer us some gold stars and genuine opinions, and Patrick will be thankful because he'll be chugging some Long John Silver shake. Thanks
Yeah,
to
just
you.
give us some gold stars, some power moons, whatever you guys want to give us.
Yep. Whatever you got laying around, just toss it up there. We accept it. Also, while we're happy you're hanging out with us today, and we do prefer that you would go beyond listening, so please join us. Check us out on Discord, which is a nice mix between a forum, Twitter, and Facebook, but a much more personal and less volatile way to connect with us and our joiners. And you can also check that out on a link that is in our show notes or on our Twitter page at the GMG Podcast to join in on the fun and daily conversation. Alrighty then, that's all we got for housekeeping. Short, sweet, to the point. So let's get into it. What is new with you fellas? We're going to start with Ronnie
Hey, Lucas.
because
Hey, Lucas.
he's got lots
Hey,
to
Lucas.
share.
Hey, Lucas.
What's up?
Can the mints that we put on the pillow, can they be Andy's candies?
Oh,
Which
you're
one are
speaking
the
my
Andy's
language.
candies? Those the one that's like you get from like, the
Perfect.
roses?
In fact,
Like
I'm
Olive
changing
Garden.
it.
Olive Garden, yeah.
We're-
That's the one
Yes.
I know.
we're never... Can I tell you guys a real quick story? In college,
That's
I'm
the
out on
luxury
those
mints
mints.
right there.
I did like a quick 5-finger discount on like 20 Andes candies when I was leaving an Olive Garden one time in college. I just grabbed a fistful of them and just shoved them in my pockets while we were leaving.
Did you like make like a bowl out of your T-shirt and just like toss them in there and then run out?
Pretty much.
You're never gonna catch me.
Pretty much. Mindy was with me and she's like, nobody's looking. Let's go. So we make it scot-free. We did. And we lived off that for like 2 days. It was awesome.
Sorry, it just popped into my mind. But Ronnie, I'm sorry to steal your thunder. Go ahead.
No, it's all good.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I actually don't like those mints
Ooh,
very much.
That's sad.
I call dibs
But
on Rondies.
teach their own.
Rondies?
Yeah, Ronda's.
Rondi?
I got Ronda's.
It has been a while. I mean, I
Yeah.
understand
What is
you're
his
right.
name again?
Who is this fourth member?
We have a guest today. Ronnie Johantges.
It's his doppelganger.
Yep.
Whew. Well, it certainly has been a while.
Yeah, it has.
Mhm.
We're so glad to have you
We missed
back.
I have. I'm glad to be back. I've had a busy couple of weeks actually. 2 weeks ago. Well, was it last week? Was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago. My dad was in town actually. My dad lives in New Orleans, so they only come up a couple of times a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened to be like hurricane time, so
Oh yeah.
a lot of times they will bring their RV like up here and just hang out for a week, or something like that. Just kind of get out of it.
Nice.
So we went and hung out with them a few times. It was really good to see them. It had been maybe a year.
Oh my goodness.
You were due.
Probably since the last fantasy football season. I actually still had their Christmas presents.
Better late than never.
so-
Christmas in September.
Yeah, in classic like me form, like they still weren't wrapped. I was going to wrap them, but
I didn't have time.
But it was, yeah. I mean, I couldn't find the second, But no, it was good seeing my dad and my stepmom. They even mentioned, well, my stepmom mentioned a little bit. She's like talking about like wanting to move back, maybe. So that would be really cool.
What?
But we'll see what happens. I don't know. They're random sometimes. So all of a sudden it'll be like, yep, we're selling our house. So I got to hang out with them. That was really cool. Other than that, this past week, the reason I didn't make the podcast on Memorial Day, we decided to go kayaking.
Labor Day.
Memorial
Labor
Day? How long
Labor Day.
has it been, Ronnie, since you've been on the
I
podcast?
haven't
What
been on
year
this
is it?
podcast in 2 years. And I want to tell you, I don't know, how long has it been since you guys have been kayaking?
About a month ago.
Never.
A month ago. That's way more recent than I anticipated.
Never. I don't think I've ever been kayaking.
All right, so for those who have not been kayaking or it's been a while, basically right near us we have like the Little Miami River. And there are a couple different kayaking places along it where you go and it's like $30 or something like that, and you rent a kayak, just a single individual kayak, and they give you just the kayak and the paddle and you're basically on your own. They bus you to like a place however many miles away. There's like a 4 mile, a 6 mile, and an 8 mile. And because we're stupid, we decided we were going to do the 8 mile. 2 things to consider when you're going kayaking that I did not take into consideration. I forgot. Because this is not the first time this has happened. Kayaking is really fun if the water is high and it's moving fast. It's a blast.
I'm
And
assuming
plus,
none of that happened.
you don't have to paddle ever, and that's the best part. Well, last Monday the water was not high and was not moving at all,
Ugh.
in fact. And we decided to do the 8 mile. So we went with a group of people from volleyball, and we got put in the water like we normally do, and this place doesn't really check any of your stuff, so we had adult beverages and stuff packed in our coolers. And a lot of times you just have fun like the whole day and, kind of coast down the river. Well, it had been a couple hours and we're just kind of floating. Everybody's kind of like linked up to each other. It's almost like kind of a party barge type thing, just of kayaks. Yeah. And we realized that it's been a couple hours and we've only gone
Oh
1 mile.
my goodness.
We have 7 more miles to go.
Holy smokes.
And it was the reason I realized is because I was like, we probably should get moving a little bit. And like when you look to the bank, I was like, we're actually going backwards.
Oh,
We
no.
weren't even going forwards.
Oh, jeez.
There was wind in the opposite direction. So we're actually like losing ground.
Oh, jeez.
But after a couple hours, we'd only been 1 mile and we had 7 to go. And I was like, oh no. And like after a couple hours, like I was feeling pretty good at that time. Like I was feeling fine about whatever was in front of us. Didn't really matter that much. So we decided to paddle a little bit here and there. And I don't know, maybe another hour goes by or so, and we're just kind of paddling here and there. We only had went another mile. We realized what was actually in front of us was a nightmare. So we basically we're almost racing against darkness. Me and 2 of my friends that I went with, we decided we were going to leave the group, and I was like, I cannot be out here all day. Like all day, I cannot. So we ended up paddling pretty much the full 6 miles.
Oh my.
We stopped for breaks here and there, but the current, there wasn't really any. It was just standing still. The water was low because it hadn't rained in a while, which meant some of the rocks were very shallow, and there were parts where, well, not for everybody, but for large individuals in kayaks, you didn't exactly get across the rocks. There was a couple times where I just like stood up and I just yelled to my buddy down the river, I was like, hey, catch this. And I just shoved my kayak and I decided I was just walking it.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
So it was rough, honestly. I mean, 6 miles of just paddling. Like, the first couple miles was fun until we realized where we were. I mean, by the time I was done, man, I was sweating. Like, I did not pack food because I'm a moron. I packed nothing except for drinks. And we ran out of drinks quickly. It was hot. There was a little bit of a breeze at least, but it was pretty much like dead sun.
Man.
So we're in the dead sunlight, just sweating, like just gross, and had to basically paddle like 6 miles.
Wow.
By the time we got done, my hands were killing me, like from holding on to that paddle. Like my hands were sore. Like by the next day, like my shoulders and everything were dying. And I realized, about halfway through, I wasn't making it to the podcast. Like, there's no way we can get there that fast. And by the time I was done, I was a wreck. It was just in no shape. Like you would not have wanted me at that point. Anyways.
So you had a
true
Labor Day. Like filled with labor.
I did labor.
Labor out the wazoo.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
thought you were going to rest.
It was rough.
But nope.
It was rough. Well, we have actually gone in the past, and it's been really nice. I'll go kayaking again, but I will pay attention to the weather and what the weather has been. Like if it's rained a couple of days that week, like I'm more likely to go. Like I'm not about getting out of my kayak multiple times.
Yeah, to walk
and
the river.
dragging it across
Right.
rocks. Yeah. So, and I only had flip-flops, so flip-flops in like a riverbed is about the worst.
Oh, yeah.
possible
Walking on
thing
those
Awful.
rocks. Yeah.
It was horrible. I was horrible. Some of the people we went with had like water shoes and stuff, and I remember like laughing at the beginning, kind of making fun of them a little bit because they looked funny. But yeah, there was nothing funny about it afterwards. After
They had the advantage.
after getting out into that river, yeah, it was. Like I said, a couple miles were fun. The rest were rough. So I will pay attention next time I go kayaking. If it has been on a dry spell for a week, I probably will not go kayaking. So we did that. And then this past week, I watched a few
A
movies.
few.
Interesting.
A
Look out.
few. Let's see here. I watched. It was really just this past weekend. I watched 6.5 movies.
Over
Wow.
the weekend?
Okay.
They were all Marvel movies.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're catching
we
up,
decided to pick up where we were, and pretty much finish it. The movie I only watched a portion of was the latest Spider-Man. I can't recall what the
Far
title.
From Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did not get to watch most of that movie. But we watched Doctor Strange, Black Panther, which I had seen both of those. It was kind of cool to go back and watch Black Panther, with everything that just happened, to watch and appreciate that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite Marvel movies. Like, his character is so cool. I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was the first time I had seen that one. I did see Ant-Man, but I hadn't yet seen that one. We watched Thor Ragnarok, which I've seen a couple times. That's one of my favorites. Like, that movie
Yeah,
is awesome. Pretty much every part of it. And then we watched Infinity Wars and Endgame. So we definitely got some movie time in. We were off work on Friday, and we pretty much didn't do anything the whole weekend except for watch movies.
Yeah, you had to make up for your Labor Day work.
True, and I think this was my New Year's resolution 2 years ago, maybe. Was it
Back in
last year?
college, I think it was when we.
Yeah,
back
when I
before
was a
Memorial
fetus.
Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
In 1906.
So I am almost finished with that. Once
Nice.
I finish Spider-Man, I will have watched them all. So that'll
Sweet.
feel good.
For sure.
And lastly, I don't know if I should get into my game now or if I should wait.
It's up to you. You can make it your topic for tonight if you want.
Yeah, let's
There you go.
All right.
Save it.
Let it simmer.
Let it
Yeah, let's let it
have a little
simmer.
suspense.
Oh, that's it.
Just wanted to make sure. All right.
That's
We were
all
on
I
the
have
same
to say
page there,
about that.
Mark,
That's all I have to say about that.
what is up with you, my friend?
Yes.
Hi.
Oh, some things.
Oh, good.
You know.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, pretty much the past week or so has been pretty much status quo. Obviously, yes, I did get a haircut. It was time to get the beard trimmed and the haircut. I was called a gnome at one point.
Do you have them trim your beard?
What's that?
Do you have them trim your beard, or do you trim your beard?
Not recently, not since the old COVID hit, because they're not doing beard trims. But normally, like, I'll do some maintenance, just like on the mustache and like neck beard and that type of stuff. But when it's time for me to get my hair cut, I have them trim it way back. But because they're not doing beards right now, I've had to do it myself, which hadn't been that bad. So
That's good.
maybe I can just do that from now on and save some money.
Yeah. there you go.
But yeah, went ahead and got that done. Feels way better. When was the last time you guys had an evaluation done on you by your boss at work?
It was about a year ago. Yeah.
A year ago?
Memorial Day.
I mean, technically we have like one every year,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's been probably about a year for me too.
I have no idea.
Lucas, I was going to say, do you technically even have a boss?
He doesn't
Yeah,
have a job.
I do, actually.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
right, you
work.
don't do
Don't have a
anything.
job. I just pray with people, talk about God. It's great.
Jesus
That's
is his
right.
boss.
Jesus
There you
is
go.
my.
That's true.
He's-
Do you have a yearly evaluation?
We do have a yearly evaluation, but this is my first year, so I don't have one yet. So I'll let you know here in
Okay.
3 or 4 months.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to check.
Yep.
No, because I actually had my evaluations, the first one that I've had in the 4 years that I have been serving at the church that I work at as a worship and youth leader. They were strongly advised to go ahead and start doing yearly evaluations, and so the pastor met up with me, and it was good. Obviously, some constructive things going on, but and I sometimes I have to tell myself, like, I don't always get like super offended or anything like that, but like sometimes when people offer constructive criticism, sometimes it stings a
Sure.
little bit.
Yeah, it does.
And I might feel a little attacked, but I know with this it's like, well, It's the first time you've had this. Any constructive criticism you're gonna get. It's not like it's an attack. It's just something to work on. And so for the most part, like I had a very good evaluation, excuse me, and a couple things to work on. But overall, it was a great, not just evaluation, but just a real great one-on-one time with my pastor, where we got to share our hearts on some things, and so it was definitely an encouraging time for me. But that was pretty much it for me on the the normal day-to-day front. It's pretty much status quo. Now on the gaming side of things, and I'm sure a couple of you guys will want to talk about it a little bit. Might be in your updates, but I played the absolute mess out of Avengers this weekend.
Yeah. That's what we like to hear.
To the point where I actually beat the campaign
this
afternoon.
Nice.
And I think I started it on like Saturday night or something like that.
Oh, man, you powered through.
Yeah, you did. Kristen's like, hey, it's time for dinner. And you're like, nope, not yet.
Well, no,
Still
I wasn't
working
that.
on this saving Captain America from the meanies.
Spoiler.
Yep.
From the meanies.
Yep, that's what.
What
That's what they're called,
you saw
right?
meanies?
Yeah,
Oh.
there were lots of meanies.
Like the blue meanies from Yellow Submarine.
You got it.
Beatles?
All those.
Do you even know what I'm talking
No,
about there?
it's from the monkeys.
Those are
The
great.
yellow
Okay,
monkeys.
It's a great little cartoon.
Okay, go look up the blue meanies. from Yellow
Don't tell me what to
Submarine.
do.
When you get a chance, I would strongly encourage you to go look up the blue meanies. But it's your life, so
Yeah.
you do what you like.
It's my life. I do what I want.
It's now or never.
It's now. I'm looking it up right now. Blue Meanies. The Blue Meanies are a fictional army of fierce, though buffoonish, music-hating beings. 1968 Beatles cartoon.
Yeah, they had a cartoon movie made called Yellow Submarine.
Where's our
based on one of their songs.
Mark fact like pound like Mark fact? Boom boom. It's like the Law and Order. Boom boom. Mark fact.
Dun, dun. Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought there.
Avengers.
So Avengers, yeah.
You beat the campaign and you
Yes,
enjoyed it.
I had a lot of fun with the story and a lot of the gameplay elements. At first, I was a little taken aback because there's a lot of Destiny type elements in this game, and how you level up your individual gear and you're looting for gear and stuff, and there came a point where it's like, some of the gear it like describes, it does 22% damage on such and such a thing and blah blah blah. At a certain point, I just kind of stopped paying attention to that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with colors, because obviously each of the gear is color coded. It's your white is your standard, and then your blue, your purple, and then gold.
Yeah.
Which is,
don't forget
is
green.
there? Oh yeah, there is a green.
And
You're
then
right.
red.
Green's after white.
Is there a red?
Those are the exotic
liar.
ones. We're not there
Liar,
yet.
liar, plants.
For your major
yeah,
artifacts.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
Okay. So yeah, I just started looking at the colors, and I was like, well, I know which one's better than the other, and obviously it gives you that tool of, picking the best one. I know certain mission situations you're gonna encounter certain types of enemies, and it might be better if you equip this and that. No, I didn't care.
No, you don't. No, at the early levels, it doesn't matter. What you're doing is perfect. Just putting on the best gear for the next mission, and then you're good. I think it only really matters. It's going to matter once you get to like the end game, once you get to like power level
If
150
you
or
get to
whatever,
the
when
end
it
game.
really opens up. I think probably, but well, I guess we'll see.
So that's the level cap is 150.
Right now it's 150. Yeah,
For the
power level.
For power
150,
level.
Yeah.
it's 150.
Wow, I'm super low powered then.
Well, yeah.
And your
when
character
when you're
character
going through
level's
the campaign,
50.
You're not gearing up. You're not getting the highest power level. That's really what is for the multiplayer online.
Gotcha. So yeah, I went through the campaign. Loved the story. Loved what they did with the gameplay, for sure. One major gripe, and I don't think it's so much with the game as much as it is my console, is that I'm getting the vibe. And Lucas, you have a regular PS4, don't you? You don't have a Pro, right? Okay.
Yeah. No, I just have a regular PS4.
My game was chugging. It was struggling at some points.
Yeah.
There were some major frame rate drops and slowdowns, and there was one point where I was towards the end of the game where my character and all of my companions that were with me and all the enemies suddenly disappeared.
Yeah. Yep.
I could only see their shadows. And it was the weirdest thing ever.
That's definitely happened.
And it wasn't like I know Black Widow has like a special ability where she can make her companions all go invisible for a little bit. No, everybody was invisible.
Right. Yeah.
And so the game was just on the struggle bus toward the end. It wasn't like completely unplayable, but it was just like, whoa, what is going on? And the frame rate drops were just terrible at certain points. Yeah. But I pressed forward and again, loved the story. I played, actually, after I finished the campaign, I started doing a few more of the Avengers Initiative missions. Yeah. And I'll have to talk to you guys more about how to level up my power level and things like that.
Well, you're in luck.
We got you, man.
Lucas and I.
Because you've been doing it a lot, right?
Yes, we've been playing a lot.
We have some experience.
A little. I think my main actually is Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. She was the one I favored the most. I was actually favoring the ladies the most because Black Widow was not far behind.
Ooh.
I think my lowest level character is Hulk, and he's like level 8 or 9 or something like that. And I think my power level for Kamala is like 26 or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So
yeah.
So
it's a good start.
So yeah, obviously we'll be playing it some more later in the multiplayer stuff. But overall, I had a great time with it. I'm really interested to see what they do with some of the newer characters they're going to, I guess, introduce later in like DLC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those characters are like heavily rumored. Like, well, I know both Hawkeye and Kate Bishop Hawkeye are supposed to be coming at some point.
Yeah, Kate Bishop is October, and then Hawkeye is November.
October.
Okay. And then obviously Spider-Man will come at some point.
Sometime in spring.
Yep. And then...
Yeah, and Black Panther was heavily rumored. I think they changed that for when Chadwick Boseman passed away.
Yeah, there's like Ant-Man, Vision. There's like 15, I think, in total that are rumored.
So I'm wondering if it's just going to be like the multiplayer, like the Avengers Initiative missions, or if they're going to have their own little stories, because I really enjoyed the story element of it.
Yeah, from what I understand, they're going to continue
definitely.
the story in story-sized missions where there's going to be cutscenes and things like that. That's what the rumor is.
Yeah, kind of like the iconic missions.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but I think there'll be more
or
fleshed
maybe
out.
a little,
more
a little
fleshed
more
out
than that.
iconic missions.
More substantial. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. Overall, I gave it because Kristen actually asked me. She's like, "What would you actually rate this?" And I said, "I'd give it an 8 out of 10."
Really? Okay.
It was a good, solid game. It had its little quirks. I just had some trouble with the gear system and things like that. But and then of course all the frame rate issues and stuff. But it's still a lot of fun.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. I think for me, the glitches and everything, I think maybe because one of the first games, like, I don't want to say the first games, but in my return to video games back in like 2011 or so, or 2010, one of the first games I got head over heels with playing a lot of was Skyrim. And as some of you know, that is full of glitches. And it's known for its glitches and craziness. And it's a single-player game. So like for me, I see the glitches. Like Patrick, I know there was one night Patrick and I'm pretty sure we laughed the entire time because there was always something happening. Whether it was like Thor flying in a really weird way, or at one point in one of our multiplayer times together, Thor actually, his whole body disappeared except for his hair and his cape, and he was just like a hair and cape running around with his hammer, of course. And it was so funny. And then, me as Hulk, I would disappear, and the only way Patrick could see me was
the rock is just like moving across the whole level,
hopping around.
Yeah, I thought at one point
are...
Thor, like I had a different, because you can get different costumes and unlock, and I thought at one point I had a different costume on Thor. I was like, nope, his hair is just missing. That's all.
Yeah, that's correct. He shaved his head. He got a haircut.
That's so funny.
Is this like Ragnarok Thor?
Nice.
What's going on?
Yeah. I think
but,
there was one point where I was in space, and I was getting farther and farther away from the mission. Usually missions like you see one, it's like 300 meters away. It's kind of far. You're like, all right, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. Well, I was about 10,000 meters away from the mission. It was that far away in space.
Yeah.
Like I could see the map.
Totally disappeared.
And then it was just like farther and farther and farther away. And I was laughing the entire time because, I mean, at one point, I think, Lucas, you ended up in space too, right? At the same point? Oh, maybe you weren't.
No, I restarted it. I'm trying to remember what happened. I think I died. Oh, I know what happened. I died eventually. Yeah. And because everybody disappeared. And it was just me against everybody. And I died. And then it was spectating yours. And so I was spectating you from space. Like, we're going to restart the checkpoint. So we restarted the checkpoint, and it was fine after that. But
so just for a perspective check for me, what your main character, what level is that character at?
So for me, I'm Thor. He's at the level 50, so I got all the skills for him. And then the power level, I got him to 147. Once you get to like power level 130, you have to start using a lot of your resources to get them up to level 150 because
So save them.
Yes, do not boost
resources.
your armor, your gear. Do not boost it at all. Just continue to get the higher gear as it drops. And then once you get to level 130, that's when the gear cap is. And then you use all of your resources to boost. And then you can boost all of your gear to 140. And then your major artifact you boost to level 10, which will give you 10 more levels to get you to 150. It's like a layered stacking of levels. It's
very Destiny, like you said, like light levels and all that stuff.
So, and I didn't know that when I was early on. I was just like boosting things whenever I wanted. If I didn't boost all those and lost
Left
all my
right,
resources, I might have gotten to 150 already. But it's mistakes were made.
Live and learn.
I'm gonna play with you guys. I don't. Honestly, it sounds like it gets a little grindy to me.
It gets very grindy.
It's a good time. I think playing with Lucas and the glitches and just that carrot on the stick of getting that next gear and getting that. There's a lot of repetition. Definitely a lot of repetition in the online. But yeah, it is very grindy. It's just like Destiny.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll give it a try, but I don't know how interested it'll keep me until at least they put some DLC out.
Right. Yeah. Once they start dropping regular stuff, I think that's when people are going to start jumping in more.
Gotcha. But yeah, that is it on my end.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Well,
how about you, buddy?
While we're on the Marvel Avengers talk, been playing the mess out of it. So if I'm gonna give it a score right now, I would give it a 7 out of 10 right now. I mean, this game is awesome. I'm having a great time, but there's just so many glitches and there's only 6 heroes you can be right now, so it's kind of small. I know that there's not a lot of variety right now. This is a online service kind of game, so it's only going to get bigger. And my review might change, but the biggest thing is the repetition, and they're right, because there's only 2 bosses right now, and you play the same boss over and over and over and over again, and it gets you fight Abomination.
Well, there are two villain bosses, but then there are other villain sectors where you fight like a giant construction beetle, and we haven't done that very much.
Yeah,
for some
the
reason.
big the Dreadbots, or the
the bigger one, the one that has the one that
really
collapses.
Big. You're
and
right.
has like
yeah,
6 or 8 legs.
Yeah, that's right.
There are a few others, but for whatever reason, it keeps repeating Taskmaster and Abomination.
Yeah, but
I'm
having a
I'm
having a fantastic time with it. I put in about maybe 40 hours already, and it's good. Yeah, it's a good time. The other game that I've been playing is with Clark, and we jumped back into Minecraft Dungeons because the new DLC dropped. And along with the DLC, which is like a winter-style island, 3 new missions, a new boss, but it came with like a whole new update to the camp. So when you jump into Minecraft Dungeons, you're at your camp, and you can sell your gear, you can buy loot boxes with in-game currency to get better gear, and that was all it was. You could do your artifacts and your gear, and that was it. With this update, you can now choose the gear that you already have, and you can give it to a vendor, and then you have to play 3 missions. Once you're done with 3 missions, that gear will level up to your current level. So if you're level 110, which we are, and you have a level 90 artifact or level 90 sword, you give it to the vendor, you do 3 missions, you come back to it, and now it's level 110, and it's super powerful. So
Cool.
so Clark and I were farming it, and he found this out. He's like, "Oh yeah, all you need to do is play the tutorial 3 times, and you can upgrade your gear." And I'm like, "All right, let's do this quick instead of
game in the system."
yeah." So I'm like, "Clark,
Clark's ready to play. I think
Clark,
Avengers
you need to write
Endgame,
some game facts or
Avengers
something."
Endgame, Marvel Avengers with us. Yeah, I think he could join us in Avengers. Help us power level.
There's that. You can now trade your items with another character. So what Clark and I have is, once you get it, before this update, once you get a gear, that's yours. You can only use it or sell it. Now you can actually go to the gift shop and then you pick whatever item is in your inventory and then give it to another player that's in your party. So Clark and I have been doing that because he would get something that I want, or he doesn't want to use, so vice versa for me, and then we'll swap.
I'm so glad they put that in this game.
Right? It's
so happy they did that.
But the caveat is you can only gift an item once. So he had gifted me a katana sword, and I used that for like 3 missions because I was trying to upgrade my legendary hammer. And he's like, "Okay, well, can you give it back to me since you're not going to use it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I go into the gift shop and it says, "You cannot re-gift anything." So
only one time.
Well,
ooh, no,
out of luck.
No
so
Indian
if you're going to
giving.
gift something, make sure that's something that you're never going to use. So
yeah, that sounds. So I haven't gotten back into it yet, but I definitely am going to get back in and play that one because that's a really fun game. But it was infuriating playing and not being able to, like, you know, if you get like another good weapon and the person you're with is like in dire need of a weapon, it's like you just feel bad because you got it. You're like, well, that's I'm gonna sell it.
yeah, it sucks. Yeah, but yeah. So if you have stuff in your inventory and you want to hold on to it when you play with your buddies, then yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Do you have like like a chest you can put stuff in, or do you have to carry it all with you?
Carry it with you. Yeah, there's no way you can put it in a chest.
Right.
Also, when you want to gift something to someone, it costs you money. So like 300, 400 emeralds or whatever to give it to under the player, and then they get it for free.
I always thought that game should just have, just inside of like your house, you should just have a chest that you could put items in, and whoever wants them could like go in and take them out. It would have been so easy.
Yeah. When you go into your house, there's nothing in there. There's nothing to do in there.
Yeah,
so it'd be perfect.
There's not a single thing.
Or
I've actually gone in there more than once and just like literally like scaled the walls to see if there's anything I can like click or do, and there's nothing.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be something that's going on in there, but no, there's nothing in there.
Is there anything in the, what is it, the cathedral?
Yes.
There's like that painting
Uh-huh.
that you could change, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so once you get all the runes, all 9 runes, you go in there, and then it gives you that cow level.
Yeah.
So if you haven't gotten the cow level, that's
I did finally beat
okay.
that.
There you go.
That was really fun,
Yeah.
actually.
So there's nothing. The painting does nothing. It's never done anything. It just makes a lot of noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing on the gaming front. Mess out of Avengers and Dungeons with Clark. On the life front, so I got a question for you guys. What was the last thing that you did with your significant other that you would not normally do with anybody else? So the reason why I ask, so keep that in the back of your mind. My wife, she bought some booties or something like that where you put your feet in some sort of contraption. It looks like a big sock. You put your foot in there, and
Put your right foot
there
in.
is
Put your right
like
foot
some
out.
sort of like lotion that's
Shake it
in
all
there.
about.
You leave it on for like an hour, and then you take it off.
Sounds
Yeah,
gross.
it smelled gross. Yeah, Vito. And
Vito.
so then you take it off. You wipe
Sounds
wipe
like
your feet
Long
off,
John
in about
Silver's.
5 days, the top layer of your skin like peels off, and then your foot will now be like a smooth foot instead of rough and callousy.
So it gets like all the
Gets
dry
all
skin,
the
all the
dry
dry like
skin
dead
off,
skin.
and all the dead skin off. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? We put them on, watched a couple episodes of Jack Ryan, took them off. They're not peeling yet, so I don't know how it's only been a day, but I don't know. Like she's like, something to do with your wife, I guess. I don't know. So we'll see.
So you just had to sit there, like could you even walk around, or you just kind of like lie there?
It was squishy, so I
was gonna say.
you
Sounds
couldn't walk. You could walk around, but it was just like you would walk around like like a dog does when you put like
Ugh.
boots on them or shoes on them. You're just like legs everywhere. So I'll be able to give you guys an update next week, and I'll let you know if I have baby feet or still got the rough man feet going on.
Can't wait.
Yep. Gotcha. I still have that couples massage that I haven't done yet, so I'm sure that's going to be an awkward, weird thing for me
Same
to do.
room?
Wow.
But
I think
I'm sure it's going to be the same room.
Ooh,
I don't
you
really know
get
how they
on
do
that.
it. It was a birthday gift, but I bought it at the beginning of like COVID, so we haven't done it yet.
Okay, gotcha.
But I don't like to be touched by people at all. Like I don't want people to touch me. I don't really even like like people come up, they try to give you like the bro hug, and I'm always like, ugh. I'm just not a fan of being touched. So it's gonna be weird.
I don't know, but
Not to mention it's 100% gonna be a guy, I'm sure, that's gonna be touching me, which is gonna be even weirder. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be horrible.
Yep, it is.
There's got to be a way where you
not
can be
nice
like,
whatsoever.
yeah, can I get a female, please?
No, I think they won't do opposite sex anymore for like harassment reasons and stuff like that, like liability. I don't think you can.
What?
I'm not sure you can get like an opposite sex person to give you a massage. I don't know. I'm new to the whole world, so I mean, that could be completely wrong, but that's what I am understanding.
I'm not sure what Ohio's laws are. It's definitely you can get a female
I mean, it wouldn't
here in
surprise me.
Virginia, you can.
Yeah, last time I got a massage was maybe a year ago, and it was a female. So unless they've changed something, because that's
Elizabeth's like, well, the guy's going to give you a better massage. I'm like, oh, no, I don't care about that. I'd rather just not be touched by another man personally, but that's just my preference.
They try to make small talk. So what do you do? I don't know.
It's going to be just like that.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me while you touch me. Well, Patrick, you bring up what have you done for your wife that you wouldn't do for anyone else? And I did watch one of those Netflix like teeny bop girl movies, like to all the guys I loved.
Did you watch that movie?
To all the that's what it is. But yeah, so
I did not watch
Did you watch it too, Ronnie? We can do a spoiler cast about it. But yeah, so there's been a few things I've watched. Like I started watching Grey's Anatomy, and I continue to watch Grey's Anatomy for the sake of my wife, even if I don't always enjoy it. But there's some good parts. But and usually I can find something redeemable out of those kind of things. But yeah, the squishy
It is a weird one.
lotion socks.
The podcast or
Shoes,
no,
whatever you
Mark's
put
did it
on your
this week.
feet.
Make sure you
No thanks.
title it "Squishy
I'm good.
Lotion Socks." Episode 106.
You got it.
What is this?
I'm gonna put all the tags, like how you can do like hashtags.
That'll get lots of listeners.
It'll be like squishy, lotion, feet.
Let's see
13.
how many listens we get. Best one yet, guys.
It puts on
I'm
the
glad that my
squishy
wife has
lotion
never
socks.
asked me to, because my wife does those like facial mask things,
Oh man.
and thankfully she's never asked me to do that, because I don't know if I'd do that.
Yeah, I've done the facial mask thing a couple times.
It's weird. I don't know how I feel about it. Well, I do know how I feel about it. I won't do it.
Yeah. I just told you.
Nope.
The last thing that I did for my mainly sit and watch YouTube videos, I guess, all the time. Yeah, that's kind of our thing. Like, that's our version of cable. I mean, that's how we came upon
Nice.
Jake and Brights on
Oh,
Films.
yeah. Nice.
That's what we got it covered.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of our bonding time thing, is watching silly YouTube videos.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Thanks for sharing, Patrick.
You're welcome.
Thanks for grossing us out. It was nice.
I'll do what I can.
Special.
Do
I'll
what I
never forget it.
Hashtag
Probably gonna have
squishy-
nightmares.
Squishy lotion socks.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep the good times rolling and also tell a gross story. So
Yes.
yes, this past Saturday,
No.
I was doing, or I guess leading a. No, I wasn't leading. I was a speaker at a Zoom church service for missions for the ministry that I'm a part of. And so I gave a lecture for a little bit in Portuguese, talked for about 30 minutes, and then had a question and answer time for another 30, 45 minutes. And right at the tail end, I feel like a presence, and I hear a little something behind me, and I kind of looked to the side, but I was trying to focus on the meeting, so I really had to pay attention, because some of the questions they were throwing at me and some of the comments, it was really hard to understand sometimes. So most of my focus was in the meeting, but I knew something was going on, and so after I finished, I got up and looked around, and I was like, well, there's nothing going on. I walked out in the hallway, and Mindy and Natasha, my wife and daughter, were in her room, and they were like, you need to go downstairs. Well, first they were like, did you get our note? And I'm like, get your note? And they said, go back to the desk. Well, I guess while I was in the middle of the Zoom meeting, Mindy snuck into snuck into the bedroom where I was in the meeting and like put the note next to my arm. And so I just didn't realize it was her. And so I went and I got the note, and the note said pretty much, there's a cockroach in the living room. You need to kill it. And so I was like, all right, here we go. So I got my trusty sandal, one of my favorite sandals. It's like the perfect weight for destroying bugs. It's got just enough give to where it like is kind of aerodynamic, but it's like heavy enough that it can crush pretty much any bug. So I got that, went into the living room, just kind of looking around, because one thing is they really I guess sold me on how huge this cockroach was. They're like, it's huge and it can fly. Like Mindy said, they were watching a movie and she saw it in the corner of her eye, and then she turned on the lights. She said it was really big and she was going to go to kill it, and she said it flew across the room, and immediately as it flew, she was like, Tasha, we're getting out of here. We're not touching this thing with 10-foot barge pole.
So they didn't know where it was.
No, they had no idea where it was. They were like, it's in the living
awful.
room.
Do cockroaches fly?
Yes, cockroaches can fly.
The mutated ones do.
I can confirm. Yeah, the mutated ones where there's no grass in Brazil. They have to eat other things, and that
Full of dirt.
ability. Yep.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to go to Brazil.
Yeah, so it's one thing to kind of have an idea where a gross creature is. It's another to walk into a room waiting for it to fly at your face. Is you just have that sensation like it's immediately like a face hugger alien or something. It's gonna like attach itself to your body and plant eggs in you or something. So I get into the living room.
It's getting worse by the second.
I know, right? I'm really trying to set this up because it was really like nerve-wracking. But I get into the living room, all the lights are on, I'm looking around, I don't see anything. Mindy's like, check over there, check in here, move the couch. And so every moment, like when you move the couch, you immediately expect to, not just see one cockroach, you expect to see like
there
10
to be
of
a
them.
dragon.
Yeah, just a dragon's gonna bite your face off. And so every time I did it, move the couch, move a dresser, move something, nothing. So I'm like, well, there's nothing in here. And she's like, well, if you can't find it, I'm never going to go into the living room again. And I'm like, oh gosh. So I got to find this cockroach so that we can continue to live our lives. And so I opened the front door, and during this quarantine and COVID time, we've been leaving, when we go out and about and do our things, we leave our shoes out for like a day, because that's like the time it takes for the virus to die or whatever. And sometimes we'll spray it with disinfectant and that kind of stuff. And so our shoes are out there, and I open the door, and what is crawling all over our shoes but this huge cockroach? And so I go out.
How big was it actually?
It was probably, I would say like, it was probably the side of my phone, like that.
Like the bottom of your phone across for
like the
everybody
bottom of
that's
my
listening?
phone across. So like, yeah. I got an iPhone 6 Plus.
Big,
it was pretty big.
Big sucker right
bug.
there.
Yeah, that's
and
a big
it had
bug.
pretty big wings, and it was fast. So it was crawling all over the shoes. I was trying to beat it with the flip flop, but it would like get in the crevices. So at one point, it crawled under my son's shoe. So I stomped my son's shoe, and then in the process stomped the cockroach and killed it dead. And from there, Mindy took alcohol, like not that you drink, but rubbing alcohol, and she proceeded to clean everything in the living room. And then I sprayed disinfectant all over the shoes, and we survived after the great cockroach attack of September 2000.
There's nothing worse than a big bug in your house and you're responsible. That's
Gross.
Gosh, 2020, y'all.
a horrible
I know,
scenario.
right? It's terrible. It's terrible. So besides that, everything else was pretty good. Life's good. I'm still doing that calendar life, trying to work from time to time and keep focused. And on the side, when the kids and the family's home, we've been watching our Disney movies. Of course, we just recently watched Aladdin, and the animated one, of course, and it's it's classic. It's like, to this point, it's easily, to me, the best animated movie to 1991 or 92, whenever it came out. Like, Robin Williams' performance and voice acting, his jokes, his monologuing, everything he does in that movie is pure gold. It's got to be one of his best pound-for-pound performances, in my opinion, for anything. And so I just love Aladdin. So we watched that. We took a break from Disney one night, and we watched The Call of the Wild. I think I'd mentioned to you guys that we were reading the book. We finished the book, which is very graphic. I do not recommend it for children under 10, which we discovered as we're reading it, and Mindy and I were changing the words. But at one point at the end of the book, spoilers, the main dog pretty much massacres a tribe of Indians, and it says things like ripped their throats out, blood spraying everywhere. Like, it got into the nitty-gritty details of this dog killing these Indians. And Mindy's like, and the dog hurt them and they ran away. And that was her, like, telling the kids, this is what happened. You don't need the details. We don't need our son to have nightmares of a dog attacking him and ripping his throat out. So, yeah, the book was an experience, to say the least. And then we watched the movie, and I don't know if you guys have watched the movie. It came out this year. It was it has Harrison Ford in it. So
oh yeah, I saw trailers for that or something.
Yeah, pretty big deal. But I think it kind of got swept under the rug thanks to the old Voldemort, coronavirus, quarantine, and all that stuff. So we watched that, and thankfully it was a much nicer version of the book. We definitely did our homework. We wanted to make sure there was no, throats getting ripped out by dogs and all that jazz. And so it was much more heartwarming.
Jazz.
All that and all that jazz. It was much more heartwarming. It was a nice tale. Yeah, got the jazz in it though. But one thing that was really kind of off about it is a lot of the dogs were completely CGI, and then other dogs were real. And it was kind of weird sometimes, like to see these, everything's real around them except for the dogs, or some of the dogs. And sometimes the lighting on the dogs didn't match the lighting of real life. So you had kind of this uncanny valley thing going on that was kind of like, yeah, this is clearly not real. But at the same time, the dog was able to, obviously, since it wasn't real and it was CGI, it was able to convey emotions, and it was kind of comical sometimes. So it made it more lighthearted, I think. It was really good, and the whole family, we loved it and enjoyed it. So that was nice. It's always fun to read a book and then watch the movie and get an idea of the differences and all that jazz. Beyond that, gaming, of course, lots of good gaming. I've pretty much given up on Minecraft. I'm still playing Minecraft with the kids, but very half-heartedly. I'm pretty sure the other day I was playing Minecraft with them, and I was dozing off. At one point, James is like, Daddy, are you okay? And I looked up, and my character was just looking at the sky and just like spinning in a circle. I was like, oh no. Falling asleep playing Minecraft. That's not a good. That's
my
sign.
day one. So you're you're good.
But we have been having fun playing the other game we've been playing, Tearaway. That game is so cute. I really recommend you joiners and Patrick download this game, play it with your kids. One of the most recent things that happened is you discovered that with your little character in the game, you could throw objects and animals at the screen, and it would go into the controller to where you could pet the motion sensor, and it would like little squirrels would like make little squirrel sounds. I don't even know what it's called, like cheep cheep cheep. Like it would respond to you like petting it or touching the controller, and then you could like throw it back out into the world and like hit objects, and you would use it. It was like a gameplay mechanic as well, but it was really funny to like, it felt like there was something in your controller. And I think, Patrick, you've kind of had that experience with some of the VR games, like the Astrobot VR games that you've played, where it has that kind of feel to it, where they use the rumble so that it feels like there's something inside your controller. It was pretty cool, and just added a different layer to the game. And so we really enjoyed Tearaway. We're on the final level, climbing the mountain to kill the scraps and the crows, in case you're wondering what the villains are in the game.
Nice. Well,
nothing to you.
I did download it, but we have not played it yet because Minecraft Dungeons dropped last week. So we've been playing a mess out of that.
Yep.
But I have it.
So
ready to go.
You got it. It's on deck. So I expect to hear a good update about it next week.
We'll see. We're still playing Minecraft for an hour a day.
No promises. Keeps the doctor away. The last thing, of course, Avengers. I played through the campaign as well. I really enjoyed it. It was a blast. Really fun. I have to say that I got like Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 vibes from it. Like just the overall look and feel. The writing was really good. I wish I could say it was connected in some way. I think it would make sense because all the Spider-Man stuff happens on East Coast. And if all the stuff that's happened in this game was happening on the West Coast, I can see why the Avengers didn't help Spider-Man in New York. But I know because Spider-Man is exclusive to PS4, it's very unlikely that they're going to connect the two worlds officially. But it does have the same feel, I think. And besides that, playing multiplayer with Patrick, having, lunch dates and power leveling and going through vaults and all that. Man, super fun. I've been maining Hulk. And Hulk at first was just like a pure offensive rage machine that I would just randomly die and out of nowhere, or had a hard time figuring out how to keep him alive at the beginning. But I just through kind of just playing over and over again, really kind of pushing to kind of discover his secrets, I really discovered just some play mechanics that are just really fun. Like one of the things that I discovered this week was when I go up to enemies, if I charge them first, I can then pick them up. And I can have two enemies in my hands and they become completely useless. Like they can't do anything. You can hold on to them pretty much until they die. And so you can just walk around with enemies. You can use the enemies to beat other enemies. You can smash the enemies together to make this huge shockwave. And that really opened him up when I discovered some of those mechanics with Hulk. And it's been really fun to just cause a bunch of havoc and just break things. It's a really nice stress reliever. I find him as a character to be a great stress reliever. So, yeah, that's been the video game in life, Avengers. And besides that, I forgot to mention one more thing. In Minecraft, my son built a zoo. And in him building this zoo, I've had to teach him about being humane to his animals. So we go into his zoo, and he's like, "Daddy, look at this zoo I made. There are 50 pandas in a 10 by 10 foot room." And I'm like, "James, if this were real life, you would get arrested. This is not good. You need to create some space." He's like, "I got this my zoo," and I'm like, "That's great, buddy. It looks cool, but how do you look at them? There's they're on top of each other, and there's no space for anything." And so, in that little moment of thinking of that, it got me to thinking: would you rather cuddle with a baby panda, or would you rather cuddle with a baby penguin?
The baby panda.
Yeah, probably the panda.
I think a panda, for sure.
Penguin would be kind of
slippery,
weird. I feel like, yeah. I mean,
But it's a baby though. You know those baby emperor penguins? They're all fluffy. They're kind of cute.
Well, okay,
happy feet, dance for you. I don't know.
Yeah, but what about Kung Fu Panda?
Skadoosh.
A baby panda would be a big fluffy dog, though.
That's
Would
true.
be awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even better if it was one of those red pandas.
Oh man, those things are adorable.
Those things are
Yeah.
adorable.
You convinced me. I think the pandas have it.
Yep.
Well, with that random question, that brings us to the topic: randomness. That's right, folks. We are being random yet again. We all brought topics. Some of them are random. Some of them are really random. And so we are going to be just jumping right in. I have no idea who's going to go first, so I'm randomly going to choose a number. And whoever likes that number the most gets to go first.
Were we supposed to have numbers at the beginning
Ready?
of this?
The number is 7. Who likes that number the most?
I think Mark picked that one.
Really? Did I?
Yep. Mark,
Yep.
Since you like that number the most, congratulations, you're going first. What's your random topic for us to
But
discuss?
I hate that number the most.
The most?
That's what I
hate a
meant.
number
Whoever,
the most?
Patrick. Oh wait, Mark, you're editing this week. You can edit that out. Switch it up. Whoever hates that number goes first.
Whoever hates that number.
I can go first because I forgot something anyways.
Sweet.
Sweet.
And
Mark.
I don't care about 7. I mean, I'm indifferent about
He's
it.
good
he's
number.
impartial.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's fine.
We'll take it. Mark, before you go ahead, Ronnie.
But before I go ahead, I will go ahead.
Fantastic.
Great.
So,
There's two of
I
them.
left off one show that I watched. And that show, I watched the first season. There is, I think, 2 seasons, so I probably will watch the second one. I watched Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Have you guys watched that?
I did.
Okay.
I have not
I watched
watched it yet.
Yeah, both
Me neither.
seasons.
So I only watched the first season so far. I actually kind of found myself into it. Oddly, I did not think it was like a great show by any means, but I mean, it did have the whole nostalgia factor like the whole time that you couldn't help it. But it's such a odd show, I guess. It's weird because like when did the original Karate Kid come out? What was that like? Was that the early
80s? Yeah, mid 80s.
Early 80s?
84.
It was a little bit different. I mean, like now it's like karate maybe lost its luster, I guess. But I will tell you in this, like for example, Patrick, when they're at the tournament at the end, like man, they are thumping each other. Like some of those like kicks and stuff, like that is legit. So I watched this show and I'll watch the second season. But I kind of found myself like wanting to continue watching it, so I kind of binged it and just kept watching. I mean, they're short episodes. I think there's only 10 in the first season, and they are like 25 minutes or something like that. Not very long, but it's an interesting like look at it. It looks at basically Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso like 30 years later as like adults, and like Daniel LaRusso is like a successful, like he has his own car dealership and things like that. Even in his commercials, he does like karate moves and stuff, which is kind of funny.
It gives out bonsai trees to
Yeah.
every person who buys a car.
Exactly right. But then like Johnny Lawrence like has been on like this complete spiral downhill basically ever since he lost that tournament like 30 years ago, and he's like living in this piece of crap like place, and it is interesting. Like I'm interested to watch season 2, Patrick, because like they really didn't close anything out in season 1. Like not a single thing.
way.
Like not a single storyline. Like just when you think you know which way it's going, you're like, nope. They still hate each other.
Yeah, what I like about that show is it's 10 episodes, 25 minutes each, and it's like no fluff.
There's no fluff. There's like no like storylines that don't matter. Like just
Because they don't have time for it.
It's great. It's just quick. Like, you know, they just like skip past all the stuff that they usually put in like seasons on Netflix. You're like, oh, the whole episode was just worthless except for that last scene.
Yeah, a lot
Every
of times
single scene is important.
A lot of times you have like that one episode that's like a complete like look back into the past and like all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like there is none of that. Like it does get like right to it, but it's interesting. I think if you like Karate Kid, if you like the movie, like when you were younger or whenever, it's definitely worth a look. I mean, like the nostalgia factor is pretty big. Like, I forgot how cool I thought the whole Cobra Kai like logo and everything was. Like it was pretty cool, you know. But yeah, so I forgot that I watched that one also. I didn't basically do anything other than watch TV. Is really what it boils down to.
Sounds amazing.
It's good luck.
But my topic is a game that I've been playing, and this game is the reason that I have not bought the Avengers yet.
Okay.
Because I know I will eventually get to that, but this game is called Enter the Gungeon.
I've heard of it.
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read the description on the website because it does such a better job describing this game than I would do.
All right.
It says, Enter the Gungeon is a gunfight dungeon crawler following a band of misfits seeking to shoot, loot, dodge, roll, and table flip their way to personal absolution by reaching the legendary Gungeon's ultimate treasure, a gun that can kill the past.
What the heck?
That is the description of the game. So I bought this a while back. I was looking like for new games on the Switch for, to play couch co-op with my buddies, and we bought it, and I played it a little bit, and it didn't really like catch on at first, and then we kind of played it a little bit more, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, like this game's actually pretty fun. So it's
I'm looking at it right now. It's from Devolver Digital.
it is
so
like the best.
Mark and Lucas.
Yeah.
Those Devolver Digital's weird.
So
they
yeah.
will make
Very
some weird
weird.
games.
It's
Hotline
same
Miami.
publishers that do Fall
It's a very,
Guys
like,
with Media Time.
it has like an old school arcade feel. It's like it is a bullet hell basically. Like some of these levels, there are bullets all over the place, and you're dodging.
Yeah.
So like you can pick from a couple different characters. You can play co-op. And if you play co-op, like the second player can only play as one character, which I don't like that very much. But you open up chests, like you loot stuff, you get better equipment. There are 5 chambers. Like the first chamber is the easiest one. There's a boss at the end of every one. I have not beat it, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. It's actually like it's very hard. Like once you get to like 4 and 5, like I've never actually been to the boss on Chamber 5 yet. I haven't made it all the way. I've made it like halfway through Chamber 5, and it's like it's a nightmare. Like when you get in there, like it is an absolute nightmare. You have to have some serious like equipment and health saved up. But it's very, very in depth. There are tons of different guns with like attachments and abilities and stuff that you can buy. It's a lot of fun. It's an old school like kind of arcade style. It is one of those games where it's so frustrating like sometimes because you just like you can't like you're dodging like you got 1 bar of health left. Basically in this game when you roll you can roll through like a line of bullets. They won't hurt you as long as you're rolling. But it is intense. Like it gets really intense. It's a cheap game. I can't remember how much it was. It was $20 or under, I think, for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's on. I think they have it on all platforms.
They
actually.
do.
Yeah.
So, but no, yeah, I have been totally swept up in that, and I am going to try and beat it. It's like one of those. At this point, it's like it's a quest for me to beat this game. Like now, I'm thinking about how I can do better. Like I've read like every time I get an item in this game, because there's so many different items, I have to look up and see what that item does. Because the game doesn't just tell you exactly what it does. It'll be like a, bullet of the undead or something like that, and you're like, well, that could be anything. And like they all have these different random things that they do. So it is interesting. It's all random. Like you can go in and start and get nothing in the first couple of chambers, or you could. In the first chamber, you could get a really good gun, and it'll help you throughout the rest of the game. So it's different every single time. Like it's like they're kind of randomly generated, like the chambers. So you're not playing the same game over and over again. But yeah, it's something.
Well,
I'm looking, and I see the game is on Game Pass right now.
is it?
Yep.
And so I pulled it up on my app and enter the gungeon. Install size 1 megabyte.
What?
It says 1 megabyte.
is,
Just for posterity.
I don't know how they fit all that into 1 megabyte, but
the average game is like 20 to 30 gigabytes.
So
Yeah, I know.
it's one of those. Honestly, like I am surprised that it's that small because there is so much in this game. Like I still can't like wrap my head around some of the stuff that I pick up. Like I have to look up everything, but it is a blast. I would say play it with Clark, but it is intense.
Yeah.
Like some of the later levels, I mean, it just gets intense.
And when you overcome Enter the Gungeon, and you finish that game, Ronnie, there's a sequel.
I saw that.
Exit the Gungeon.
Yeah, I saw that. Basically, what you're trying to do throughout this whole game is you're trying to get to the end. You're basically like haunted by your past. You're trying to kill your past, and the end item is a gun that basically erases your past. So, but along the way, you do like little side missions where you collect things for certain guys. Like, it's actually really fun. I mean, I did not intend on getting like hooked into it, but it happened.
Nice. Very nice.
But yeah, I realized it was on Game Pass as well after I bought it for the Switch.
Oops.
Yeah, so I threw $20 down the old hole there, but
But now you can take it wherever you go.
That's true. Although it's so hard to play. Like if I were to like actually play on the Switch, like you got to have a controller for this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As of tomorrow, you'll be able to technically take it on the go on the Xbox side of things too.
Yep.
Because xCloud comes out tomorrow.
The xCloud.
Look out.
Yeah, Patrick, this is one of those games that when you play, because I think you'll probably try it at least, especially since it's on Game Pass.
I'm downloading it right now, or I've already downloaded it.
This is one of those games where you will be like playing by yourself and you will yell. Like you will yell because you're frustrated.
Gonna put about $20 in the swear jar.
Yeah, you might want to go ahead and pad that swear jar first. So yeah, that is all I brought. I've been hooked on it. I cannot stop until I've beat it, and I'm gonna have to beat this game the absolute run of my life. In order
you can do it. Keep at it.
Like when I think that I'm doing really well, like I don't quite make it like to the fifth chamber. So
yeah.
Dang.
You're just playing the gun
though.
version of Dead Cells. That's what you've just described, that experience. You just got to play it and
if you see the picture of it, you won't think that it looks like Dead Cells. I'm pretty sure.
No, I've seen it before. Yeah. It's
It looks
a
like
pretty cool game. I would like to play it
Asteroids
someday.
or something like.
Yeah, it's
The sounds are awesome. All the guns. It's pretty sweet.
pew pew.
So yeah, that's what I have brought forth.
Nice. Mark, back to you. The
All
hater
right, I
of
suppose
7.
it's over. I guess I shouldn't hate 7.
You
'cause
shouldn't.
isn't that
It's the number of
completion?
completion. It's very
Yeah.
biblical.
Well, a lot of people don't like 7 because 7, 8, 9.
Hey!
Poor 9. Will be missed.
There's like a short comic strip about that. I'll have to find it and post it or send it to you
Or
guys.
email it.
But anyway, so
Or
yes,
FedEx
or Google it. Yeah. I'm not gonna FedEx it.
Telegraph it.
So I will admit that I was. I'm gonna UPS it. No.
You're going to do what to me?
Oops. So I must admit I was a little stumped as to what I wanted to do for a topic, and I was kind of racking my brain a little bit, and ultimately something popped into my head that I was like, yeah, I guess that'll be fun to talk about a little bit. Is weird laws. Now, obviously, we in America, and obviously everywhere around the world, the way that order is kept is through laws, of course. But there are some pretty weird laws in the books that you hear them and you're like, what in the world? Like, where did that come from? Like, what would constitute them making this a law? And so I'm gonna read some weird laws to you, but first we're gonna play a little game.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's a little true or false game. And so I'm gonna read these laws. These are in fact real laws from around the world, and you have to determine whether they are basically whether it's true or false, whether they're fact or fiction. All right. So, first off, and
True.
I'm so
Dang it,
sorry
he
for
beat me
our,
to it.
our
False.
and that's incorrect. No, just kidding.
Wait, who's
I'm
incorrect?
so sorry for our what?
Who's incorrect?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm sorry to our Polish listeners out there, but
These are all from Poland.
I think it's no, just this first one. It's in Tuzin, Poland, and that's probably wrong how you pronounce that. But anyway, Winnie the Pooh is banned from all playgrounds and children's
True.
areas. True or false?
True.
True.
True. It's true.
Yes.
Yeah, so Winnie the Pooh was banned from playgrounds as he was deemed an inappropriate hermaphrodite due to the fact that he doesn't wear pants and has non-gender specific genitalia.
That is true.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I feel like people just have too much time if they're like
So
coming up with this.
what about
Donald.
what about like
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck?
Yeah, he's also got that issue.
Bugs Bunny?
Even though
We'll have to
he
look
does
into
wrap
that.
a towel around his head
And his
when he
waist.
gets out of the when he gets
shower.
out of the shower for whatever reason, but he doesn't wear pants. That doesn't make any sense. He has no hair and he has no So I don't understand.
Yeah.
He has no
No yeah.
No, yeah. Hashtag no, yeah.
No yeah. He's yaless.
Yep. So next one. In the UK,
Duck.
it is illegal to operate a cow while intoxicated.
Wait, what?
It is illegal to operate a cow
In
while
other
Are we
words-
considering
intoxicated.
that to be riding the cow?
Don't drink and moo.
Or are you milking the cow? It seems like more of an operation.
That's operating. Either way, those both work for operating.
True.
in and or around the.
I'm going to say false. You can do
In?
it drunk if you want.
So everybody says true,
No, Ronnie
No, I'm
said
false.
false, true, false. Okay. It's true.
Yeah.
So, Section 12 of the Licensing Act of 1872, which is still in effect today, it makes it an offense to be in charge of cattle while intoxicated. It does not define what in charge of means, unfortunately, here, but I'm sure you could look it up a little bit more if you really want to know.
What's the punishment for that?
That's a good question. You'll have to look that up too. It doesn't give that.
Is this like a fine
You
or
have
is
to
this
put
like
your
jail
feet
time?
in.
It's probably.
They make you put your feet in lotion socks
Yep.
for a week.
All right, next one. In Ohio, I don't know where in Ohio, but somewhere in Ohio.
Lancaster. Wait, that's Pennsylvania.
Oops.
Shoot.
But yeah, Ohio, it is illegal to get a fish drunk.
True. No, change it. False.
Okay.
True.
Yeah, I'm going to go with true. Seems like all these should be true.
It is false.
Hey, we can do whatever we want
It's
in Ohio.
actually in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah, just not on Sundays. But although this law is widely cited as one of the most ridiculous laws in the world, there is no Ohio law which states that it is illegal to get a fish drunk. It is likely that this myth came from a law relating to a rule on silo runoff, which can include alcohol and stream pollution. However, this rule no longer exists.
There you go.
So next one, Italy. It is illegal to build sandcastles.
True.
False.
I'm going to go with true.
It's true.
I will gladly go to jail.
In
Over a sandcastle?
I don't know.
Iraklia?
Gladly? I don't know. That seems
Skip right
kind
in
of
there.
weird. Hey guys, I wanted to be in here.
in Iraklia or Iraklia. I'm sorry to our Italian listeners if we have
Oh
any.
man, we already lost him.
Yep. It's a town near Venice. A 250 euro fine was implemented for building sandcastles on the beach.
Oh, so you don't go to jail. You just get a fine.
Yep.
That's an expensive sandcastle.
I know, right?
Let's do a couple more, and then I'll just list some off that you don't really have to guess whether they're true or false because they're true. But just a couple more true or false here. In the UK, all males over the age of 14 are to be trained in shooting a longbow.
False.
I'm going to say true. That sounds awesome.
I'm gonna
Does sound pretty
go with false.
That's right, it's false. But it was a law at one point.
And
They're
then
all
they
trying to
invented
be
law-
Robin
guns.
Hood. All right, kids, you're gonna be
Yeah.
Robin
Although
Hood.
this law from the Middle Ages, Robin Hood, yeah,
Yep.
is often cited as a weird law that still exists, it was actually repealed, but only in 1960. So yeah,
I think for the time it was created, it definitely was not a weird law. I mean, people need to learn to defend themselves. So.
yeah, and learn how to hunt.
Yep. Yeah, feed themselves. All that jazz.
Now this one, in Arizona, there is a possible 25 years in prison for cutting down a cactus.
True.
Yeah, that sounds true.
You're all right. It's true. So this law stands because the saguaro cactus, which is prevalent in Arizona, takes an incredibly long time to grow and have lifespans estimated to be 150 to 200 years.
Mm.
So,
It's like cutting down
now
a redwood tree.
What's that?
It's like cutting down a redwood tree in California.
It's true.
It's like you don't
true.
do that.
You just don't.
You don't. It's true.
Don't do
Okay.
it.
Now, here's some ones I'm just going to list off here. In Alabama, it is illegal to drive blindfolded.
That's good. Should
In
be illegal
Alaska,
everywhere to go.
Yeah, once. Not illegal in my state. Bird box.
In Alaska, you can't put an animal in the back of an open vehicle.
Okay.
Don't want to lose that dog or cat. In Arizona, for some reason these are all animal things, but anyway, in Arizona, it's illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub.
Oh, he's
You
about to
could
fall
drown.
asleep. Get him out. Get him out.
Hee haw, man, hee haw.
What could possibly be the
no,
reason for that?
Oh, you're in luck, Ronnie, because it gives
Awesome.
an explanation.
Here we go.
In the 1920s, a local dam broke, flooding a rancher's home. The rancher's donkey had become accustomed to sleeping in the bathtub, which filled with water and whisked him miles away. After working to rescue the animal, the town passed a law that prohibits donkeys from sleeping in the
One
bathtub.
time that happened, so
They
they made
might-
a law.
Jeez.
That's all it takes. They might get whisked away.
Yeah,
All right.
I like the whisked away part.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
In Arkansas, you can't honk your horn near a sandwich shop after 9 p.m.
That's offensive.
If you're anywhere near a Subway, do not push
That sounds like a
the
good
horn.
law.
In California, it's illegal to whistle for a lost canary before 7 a.m. Not even going to try to explain that one.
How many?
So
In
can you
Colorado,
like
could
yell?
that have
Can you
happened to?
yell for a lost canary?
Canary!
Hey,
Canary!
Hey, come here. Where are you at? Then you can whistle after 7 a.m.
In Colorado, it's illegal to keep a couch on your porch.
What?
How do college students
Yes,
survive?
Definitely not.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Good.
nailed
Definitely
that
not
one.
legal in
on the
Ohio.
head.
No, it's not in West Virginia until they burn them.
So, Boulder, which that's an actual town in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado.
Yep.
It
heard of
busted the University of Colorado for burning couches, causing a law to go into effect that keeps couches and porches mutually exclusive. This law is currently active, but the verdict is still out as to whether it actually prevented any couch bonfires. And this is the last one I'm gonna read. In Connecticut, freaking New Englanders, a pickle must be able to bounce.
Does it give a description on that?
Sure does.
Let's get some of that action.
So in 1948, 2 men were arrested for selling pickles that were unfit for human consumption. Discussing ways to check for good pickles, Officials declared that a pickle is legitimate only if it bounces. The pickles in question did not bounce, so the two men were arrested and fined, and the pickles were destroyed.
Imagine that test. All right. I give you Exhibit A. Did not bounce.
A witch.
Gavel.
That's-
10 years.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of, Ronnie. I was like, that is straight out of Monty Python, Quest for the Holy Grail. Does she float?
And therefore, I wish.
We declare
but
this
yeah.
pickle to be what? I don't know. You cannot consume it because it does not bounce.
Mark, while you were when you started this, I did a quick search and found a bunch of these, and the one that I thought was pretty hilarious was in New Jersey, bulletproof vests are banned while committing a crime. It says you can be. He says
Okay.
if caught, you can be charged separately for that.
Not only did he commit the crime, he tried to protect himself while
Yeah.
committing the crime.
Oh, wise guy, eh? Trying to protect yourself.
Wow.
But that's my topic. That's all I got. And yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir, for that. Our final topic is a double topic brought to you by Patrick and Lucas. We have combined our powers to create
Captain
a
Planet.
backlog of GMG updates, comments, questions, and quickfires. So I hope you're prepared. We are going to start with the updates.
I've never
Are
been
you ready?
prepared in my life.
Good. Barnaby Butterteeth on the Discord said, update, moving along with the Japanese. He's learning Japanese, in case you didn't know. Almost got the hiragana down, now starting with basic phrases and questions. In the health department, I'm stuck around 210 pounds, feels like a plateau. Life-wise, got an IRS notification to renew my wife's ITIN, tax number, but her visa is still pending renewal with USCIS, so that's that. Gaming, I'm around 90 hours on Dragon Quest 9, 10, 11, XI 11. Okay.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll finish it before the weekend and planning on starting Ghost of Tsushima next, which he has started. And work is work. Speaking of Ghost of Tsushima, I beat that today. Good stuff.
Congratulations.
Mark, you need to get on that because I think you're still in Act
Yep.
2.
That's my Thursday deal to make sure that I stay awake.
A more updated update with Barnaby to continue. He got his GMG shirt. Woohoo! Patrick can fill you in on the details of that story.
Nope.
Care to share?
His internet keeps cutting out.
No, he's there. Oh, he's left.
He just got
All
up.
right.
He
He's
quit.
He just quit. He's
Like,
quit
nope,
the
he's done.
podcast. I'm not talking about it whatsoever.
Moving
So
on.
pretty much the short answer is, and just in case he comes back and doesn't feel like talking about it, I don't know. Pretty much it took like 6 weeks for Barnaby to get his shirt because of some, what is the name of the company? T-shirt company? T-Public?
Public?
T-Public had some issues, and pretty much Patrick had to order 2 shirts for Barnaby. But Barnaby got it after 6 weeks. So another update, Humar Whittle, the Cameron from One Geek 411 host, the One Geek 411 podcast. We are streaming our top 10 Zedekar Rising cards tonight for an MTG players that are interested. Anybody know what that is?
Nope.
Do
Sure
not.
don't.
Great. Well, if there's any MTG players out there, check it out. He also said his co-host on the podcast is streaming Super Mario RPG. I'm familiar with that. That's good stuff. On Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So check it out. In addition to that, Lord Zukor said there's a lot of new news going on in the Zukor household. A week and a half ago, we added a new member to the family. Baby David made his appearance about a month earlier than we were expecting. God is good, though, and he is doing great. That is fantastic to hear.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Nate. I was also a preemie, so just to give you warning, this is what you're looking forward to. A weird bearded child such as myself. That's what you're going to have with David. Sorry about your luck. No, I'm just kidding. He'll be all right. He'll probably be better than I am. All right. Nate also said he got offered a new job that he'll be starting in 2 weeks. New adventures are on the way, and it's a lot of change all at once, but by God's grace, we'll make it through. Amen to that. And then Tim Pollen said, no news is good news in the Pollen household. Family is doing well, working on that Days Gone Platinum from the hotel. Keep working at it, buddy. Keep enjoying that platinum life. All right, so those are some of our updates that were supposed to be mentioned at the top of the show, but I forgot. And so it got put into the backlog of this topic. Moving on from there, we got some joiner comments. Patrick, since this is your topic too, anytime you want to interject, throw anything in there, you just let me know.
No, my internet was out for like 5 minutes, so I have no idea what's going on.
All right, fantastic. Yeah. Mark warned us that your internet was out, and I had just asked you if you wanted to share something, and then you just got up and
Just
left.
quit.
And we're like, all right, I guess not. It was perfect timing.
I had enough of this.
Yeah, had to ask me something.
Guess you're finished. Fantastic. Yeah, I just mentioned that Barnaby had mentioned how his shirt took 6 weeks to get to him.
Oh, yeah. So he had won one of our GMG shirts for episode 100. So I got his address. I sent it off to him. And I thought I got the confirmation that it was sent. I'm like, okay, cool. Done. And then like 2 weeks ago, so like 4 weeks go by. And then he just like messages me. He's like, "Hey, sorry to bother you, but do you know when my shirt's gonna get here?" I'm like, "What? How's it not gotten to you yet?" So I went to the tracking, and yeah, 8/2. Nothing. It says 8/2, August 2nd, and then there's no like tracking after it. It looks like it never left the warehouse. So I reached out to T-Public, and I was like, "Hey, this is what's going on. This is my tracking number. It's not hasn't been sent anywhere. Can you check on this or get a new shirt out?" And then I get one of those auto responses, and it says, "Due to the high demand and something like that, it says we will respond within 2 weeks." And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
2 weeks for an email? Oh my goodness. But luckily they got back to me like the next day, and they said sorry about that, and they sent one out that day. So he got it, and he finally got it in the mail. But yeah, 6 weeks later, finally got that shirt I sent him. It's like,
Wow.
yeah.
I need to double check with Lem and make sure he got his.
Yeah, you might want to.
Oh, I can tell you that Spencer got his, so that's 2 out
good.
of 4.
So we just need to check if Kirby
Yeah,
got
I'm gonna go
his
ahead and
too.
come clean
Yep.
and say he definitely did not get his.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that altogether.
Oh,
So I
goodness
will
gracious.
send him 2 shirts. So if he wants to send me 2 different sizes,
Hello.
or if he wants to send me 2 shirts just for himself, whatever he wants to do, I will definitely do that, because he has not gotten his 100%.
Oh, goodness.
I feel bad too, because he's
Fair
like, I
enough.
never win anything. He said that on Discord, and I straight up just didn't send anything.
And you will continue to not win.
You think you've won.
Oh man. To continue
yeah.
things on. No, what was that?
Oh, speaking of Bernabe, he sent us
Yeah.
a voicemail.
Oh, that's right.
Did he now?
Let's
He
hear
did.
it.
おはようございます。はじめまして、お兄さん、お姉さん。ベルナベと申します。これ、ルカさん。それ、ロニーさん。それ、パトリックさん。あれ、マルコさん。よろしくお願いします。
Look at that, testing out his Japanese.
Yeah,
Okay, do a little practicing. Did he
I don't
send
know-
a
I don't know what it
translation?
means.
Or are we just supposed to guess? What do you guys think he said? I heard
He
sorry.
said
a
our
lot.
names.
He was very apologetic.
Yeah, I could tell
All the
he
sun.
said our names, and that was about it.
he said, "Good morning. How are you? How do you do, brothers and sisters?" And then he says, "I am Bernabe. This is Lucas. This is Ron. This is Patrick. This is Mark. Best regards. Look forward to goodness gracious. Look forward with you. Let's do it. Something like that. I have no idea. I'm trying to read it. Best regards. Look forward to working with you.
Interesting.
All right then.
All right, cool.
I should put that as the cold open for the episode.
Put that on a fortune.
So there you
cookie.
go. Yeah, that was Japanese. It's pretty cool.
Cool. Very cool.
That's awesome, Bernabe.
Do we have any other
We do have
voicemails?
another voicemail from Bernabe
Celebrating 100 episodes?
Speaking of 6 weeks later,
Oh my goodness.
here's one from Bernabe as well.
Good morning, guys. Congratulations on your 100th episode. Hopefully, we will get 1,000 more. This is your Mexican friend, Barnaby, or whatever you can pronounce my name. See you there tomorrow night. Congratulations again.
So that was prior to episode 100.
Yep. Thanks, Bernabe. You're the best.
No one leaves us a voicemail until we check, and we're like, oh, yeah, we're getting voicemails.
So we're going to do that on the regular.
Yeah.
now.
Don't worry, we won't get any voicemails for the next 50 episodes. So
We got another voicemail from Bernabe.
this one's in Russian.
We did get a voicemail from Los, also congratulating us on episode 100.
Wow.
Future
okay.
monkeys.
Hello. I think this is a Good Morning Guys podcast. If it is, this is Los. And congrats on 100, guys. I know I missed it by like a day or two. And I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm terrible with these things lately. But I just wanted to say congratulations on 100. It's a huge step, huge milestone. And you guys are awesome. So keep it up. 100 more. Go for it. And yeah, I think that's it. Sorry. Peace out. Have a good show. Have a good 100 more. Laters.
Los, I hope you feel better because we missed it by about 6 weeks.
We missed it by
We
a
are
month
also
or two.
not good at these things.
We missed the voicemail by a month or two. So we'll call it even.
All right. Well, while we're on the voicemail trail, we have one more from
right.
a longtime listener.
Golly, we had this many voicemails just piled up.
Yes.
We're the worst. I think we just lost half of our listeners.
Like, wait a second. Is this
When
the
you
Good
pile
Morning
this on
Guys
top of me
podcast?
forgetting to buy Kirby a shirt, then yeah, this is awful. This makes us look horrible.
All right, here we go.
Hey guys, this is Dallas.
Oh, Dallas.
I know it's been a while since
What?
I've said anything to you, but things have been all higgledy-piggledy since the whole COVID-19 thing happened. But
Is it about pickles?
I noticed you guys have talked about video games a lot, and just wanted to tell you a story about my experience with video games. When I was a kid, I loved me some Nintendos, and my mommy and daddy, they got me a Nintendo for Christmas one year, and so I'll just play the mess out of that. And then my brothers, they used to pick on me quite a bit because I was the runt of the litter, and so one day my one brother, Jeffrey, he says, "Come on out into the cornfield. We got something to show you." And so he leads me out into the cornfield, and my brother Alvin, he had some M80s stuck inside the little entryway of the Nintendo where you put the game in, and he had lit these two M80s inside and blew up my Nintendo. Now I was crying all day long, and I went to my mommy and daddy, and I was real upset. And the best part of it was my brothers had to spend the entire summer shoveling horse poop at my uncle's barn to pay for a new Nintendo for me. So I got the last laugh there. So hope you enjoyed that story. Have a blessed day.
I love this guy.
Whoa.
That sounded like a
Dallas.
trap from the beginning. We got something. But anyway, somebody says we got something to show you. That's bad news.
Yeah, I mean, anybody,
Yeah, especially
anybody
older
reads
brothers.
the Bible. Anybody reads the Bible, if your brothers call you out to the field, or somebody calls you out to the field, nothing good's going to come from that. So, yeah. Wow, Dallas. All right, so we got any more voicemails from
We got 26 more.
anyone?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think we have any more. We may have.
That's good.
We may have another one that I forgot. I did not see in there. Let's see. What do we got here? One's from January. So I don't know. We might have done it.
We'll say that we did it. All right.
Oh no, that was from Lucas. So yeah, no, we didn't. We didn't.
That's the one we ignored.
Ignore that. Delete that one. We do have a few joiner questions that have gotten overlooked. One of our joiners, podcaster Omega, which is none other than Delvin Cox, he likes to just randomly write in questions when we don't even ask for questions. It's wondrous. He really keeps us on our toes. He said, question for the next show. All of you men seem to have a positive outlook on life. How does gaming help you balance that? And what other pastimes help you stay super relaxed?
So the question is, how does it help us with our positive outlook on life?
Yeah, how does gaming help you balance that? And what other pastimes help you stay super relaxed? And
I think
positive?
gaming is like the perfect getaway. If you've had like a horrible day at work, or just a horrible day in general, like you can always go to gaming just to kind of take your mind off of things. So I'm the kind of person that if like I'm having like a bad day and I don't do something to distract myself, like I'll continue to think about that bad day, like just making it worse. So like gaming for me is an escape from that.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's exactly what it is for me. Gaming is an escape from life. That's why I'm playing Avengers. That's why I play Minecraft. It's two totally different worlds, and sometimes you just get lost in them. And that's another reason why I stay up late, because I get lost in them. I don't realize what time it is until someone says, "Hey, it's 2:30 in the morning." I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been playing for 6 hours. I didn't even realize it. But yeah, it is a great escape. As far as other pastimes, I guess I really don't have a big of a pastime as gaming. I think if I wouldn't fall asleep every time I opened a book, that would be another one. But man, talk about relaxing. If I want to fall asleep, I just open up a book.
Yeah, they have something in those books. I don't know what it is. It's like sleeping gas. As soon as I open it, it just
Tryptophan or
sprays
something
right
like
in
that.
your face and you go down. Mine is definitely volleyball. It is my other getaway. I like to go out and do active things, and it allows me to, just go out and get like exercise and have fun doing it.
Yeah, I'd say for me, I totally second the escapism and the fun of gaming. I would say that in recent years, the multiplaying aspect of it, getting to play games with others, like having game nights with Patrick or Mark, and other folks in the GMG and the MTTG communities. It's kind of a way to kind of mix fun with social moments and hanging out with guys and gals all over the world. And then too, just additional hobbies for me, it's pretty much anything revolving around a story, whether, I play single player video games as well. So I enjoy a good story. I do enjoy books, but there are times when there's something, it's spraying something in your face that definitely makes you, doze off, or like you're reading the same sentence over and over again. And you're like, well, I got to do something else. But I really like to watch movies, watch TV shows, and not just for the escapism. I really like to search for like messages or inspirational things or something that will make me like think about life, and kind of like parables or tales of with some depth to them. So yeah, that would be my answer. Mark?
Yeah, I would pretty much echo everything that you guys just said. I love being. It's pretty much a relaxing escape for me. It's a way for me to turn my brain away from, any sort of worries of the day, and just really focus into enjoying, gameplay or enjoying a story, and being immersed in that, and escaping from that. Other pastimes for me would be, music. Listening to it, playing it, all that kind of stuff. Reading the Bible certainly helps with that. Helps keep positive, for sure. As a Christian, it certainly keeps you positive because there's a lot of encouragement in the Bible. Those are my big ones for sure.
Gotcha. Good. Very, very good. We have some current questions that I'm going to throw out there for you guys to answer. Humor Whittle, Cameron, One Geek 411 host, wants to know what kind of bear is best. I'm just going to go ahead and say
black
it.
Bear.
A bear. A black bear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was going to go with the anti-social distancing answer and say a bear hug.
Yeah, it's a black bear because bears eat beets. Bears, beets, Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
Exactly.
What are you
I
doing?
love that show.
What?
Identity theft is a real crime,
I love that
Jim.
show.
Mark, best bear?
Oh yeah, we're actually going to answer the question.
Yeah, it's legit. Yogi Bear.
Ooh, that's good.
It has to seriously be the grizzly bear, though, right? It's the biggest, baddest bear. I'm in a polar bear, I guess.
Baloo.
Are they bigger than grizzly bears, though?
Comparable.
Oh, I think polar bears are biggest. Oh, I don't know.
I'm
might
looking
be
it
the
up.
Grizzly bear.
Okay.
Mark, fact check. Ronnie,
Working on it.
fact check. While you're fact checking, let's see. We have a couple people who just threw a plethora of questions at us, but for the sake of time, and I'm just going to spread these questions out over the course of time. Did you have an answer, Mark, or
Update.
Ronnie?
Polar bears are bigger than grizzlies.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, they're just they're eating snow all the time, and that we all know that's what makes you grow. Snow.
I'm drinking Coca-Cola.
Snow and grow. They rhyme. That's why.
Science.
Yep. Bernabe Butter. Speaking of bears, Bernabe Butter Teeth. He said, "What would be your first act as president of the U.S.?"
That'd be pretty easy for me. I would absolutely never want to be in politics in my whole life.
So
You
it would be
I
to
would,
resign.
yes.
My first
did it,
act,
guys.
If
Now
somehow
I won.
I ended up
Now
on
I'm
that
leaving.
in that desk,
Peace out.
I'd be quitting immediately.
That's my answer too. It's too good. I'm not even going to think about it anymore.
I would
would like to sit in
I'll
the
take
chair
it one
once,
step
though.
further.
And then quit.
Ooh.
Just to take a deep breath. I'm out.
Yeah, I would take it one step further, and I would fake my death so that my vice president can take over. I would make sure to pick a really solid vice president.
I'd pick one of my buddies just shaft him with the position after I quit.
Oh, jeez.
That's yours now.
Terrible.
That's yours now.
As you running out on the lawn.
Pushing each other into the bushes.
Who cares? Water.
My first act as president would be to put out an executive order adding an extra weekend day to the week and calling it Fun Day.
Fun Day.
And bonus points to anybody who knows what that reference is.
Nope.
How
It's all
about
good.
How about bonus points for this? Instead of Fun Day, you call it Boucher Day, and see how many people call it Boucher Day.
And
That's
Boucher.
not fun.
Boucher.
Yeah, this would be so funny. Hey, happy Boucher Day.
For you, it would be fun.
I can find a few people
Hey, what are
that
you doing
would
on
laugh
Boucher Day?
with me. Boucher Day. Did you go
What are you
get your
doing on
vouchers
Brochure Day?
from the Boucher? You see? There's so many different ways you can pronounce
I'm
your
already
last
having
name.
fun.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, you'd be a great president, Mark. Be a
You would
blast.
be a great
No,
president.
it wouldn't. Blasty blast.
Yep. You'd be fact checking everybody. I'd love to see you in the debate with against all your opponents. Be like, well, that's wrong. But let me tell you about an episode of Doctor Who where this happened. And they'd be like,
Actually, it was the Cybermen in episode 483.
Well, actually, that was after episode 475, but nobody's counting here except for you, nerd.
And it's also pronounced Tartarus.
The Tartarus.
my
Get it right.
favorite. All right. Another question from someone who gave us a plethora of questions. I'm just going to read one. From Rogue Hoffa. What is the best thing about America? I'm going to go ahead and answer this because it is super easy for me because I've lived 8 years without America for the most part. I would say it's the
Grass.
Yeah, you got it. You took the words right out of my mouth. No, it's the documentation process.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Whether it is doing something like official through the government or with a bank or with a business, buying a car, everything is much more straightforward and easier in the U.S. Here it is so complicated, and you have to go like to 3 different places to verify 3 different documents, and then you have to do it again a month later because one part of the 10 parts that you have to do like didn't go through correctly, and it's a pain. So yeah, it would be the documentation process. That's really exciting. I know I should have just said grass. Just take that out. Forget what I said. Just grass. That's it. Next.
My answer to that question would be I'm not sure. I love everything but I may be too close because I've really never been anywhere else also. So kind of a hard question to answer, but I'd say everything, Bob.
Where's Bob?
Who's Bob?
Why?
Why is Bob? Yeah, exactly.
Bob? Why is Gomorrah?
Mark or Patrick?
I'm gonna say football.
Ooh.
Mark.
I thought you said Marca, like Marca Boucher.
If he were president.
Yes.
Boucher Day. I tell you what.
This is Marc
8th day of the
Boucher.
week.
Yeah.
I think for me it just boils down to the three major things that we have in this country: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In the fact of we have a lot of freedoms that a lot of countries don't have. Obviously being a Christian, we have a lot of religious freedom here in this country that a lot of countries don't have. And just the fact that you can pursue a lot of things. And I know there's a lot of questions about equality and things like that, and I know that's a whole other topic. But for the most part, America was designed to where you could go out and pursue your dreams, pursue what you want to do and work for what you want to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's some other good things
Top
about
that,
America
Patrick.
too. Like baseball
Ooh.
and baseball hats.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There wasn't baseball, we wouldn't have baseball hats.
Did you say baseball hats?
I
Yeah.
love the baseball hat.
I
Baseball
believe the
hats
term
are-
is caps. Get it right.
Baseball caps.
All right.
I think I've only not worn a
good.
baseball cap
That's good.
during one podcast, and Lucas asked me what was wrong with my head.
That's right. I did. It was weird. It was like you were missing an
know.
appendage. It's like you got on the podcast and you like didn't have a nose. I'm like, what's wrong with your face?
It is weird when I can't wear a hat. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also miss mac and cheese and Jiffy peanut butter.
Root beer.
Oh, root beer. It's a good one. Reuben sandwiches. All those. It's a lot of mine like revolves around food. Actually, in all honesty.
Yeah, there's so much
there's-
food here,
America has so much good food.
but it's none of
I mean,
ours.
there's a lot of good
Always-
food here.
We made it our own
None
brand.
of it's American food.
All right. One last question on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you enjoy garlic?
11.
Amen to that. 11.
All of it.
I'd say
One day my son was like, Mom, I don't like garlic. She's like, well,
Tough luck, kid.
sorry about your luck, kid.
Good luck out
You've
on
been
the
eating it
streets.
for your whole life. Yeah. Get out of
no.
here.
I'd actually say probably like a 4 or
Garlic's
5.
amazing.
I'm not crazy about garlic.
Oh, really?
I
All right.
like a little bit of it. Like I don't love that garlic is with you for the rest of the day.
Oh, it is.
I do not like that.
True. Good point. I'd say probably like a 7 or an 8 for me. Like I enjoy things with garlic on it, especially garlic bread.
And you
God.
keep away vampires. We can't overlook that.
That's true.
It's true.
Yep.
Robert Pattinson's never coming to my house. So, no complaints here.
Keep your sparkly body out of here.
Yeah, that's right. No sparkles here. No glitter. None of that.
Movies. Another great thing about America.
Funnel cakes.
Oh, carnivals.
Do they have carnivals still? I haven't
Fried
seen a carnival.
everything.
That's where you get your funnel cakes,
I
right?
from like a fair or a festival. Carnival seems like
Oh,
it seems like only something in horror movies now.
It's true.
yeah. All right.
Carnies are scary.
Yeah. Festival.
Are we just saying words now? Chicken.
Fireworks.
Diddly-umptious.
No, that's not American.
Butcher. Butcher day. All right, that's all we got. So that is all for this total randomness episode where, some of us had it and some of us didn't, but we figured it out. And good luck, Mark. You're going to have fun with this one.
I hate you, Pat. I love you, but I hate you.
All right, folks, if you'd like to connect with us beyond listening, as I mentioned at the top of the show, follow and chat with us on Twitter at the GMG Podcast or Discord. The link is in the Twitter profile that we have out there in the Twitter sphere or in the show notes, which is much easier to access. We also do old school email, thegoodmorningguys@gmail.com. And if you want to give us a call at 929-GMG-GUYS to leave a message that will probably not play on the show until
We'll get to
2021.
it eventually.
We will get to it. You will not be forgotten. You will just not be remembered immediately. It'll take a little bit of
You will
time.
not be remembered.
You will be remembered eventually.
Yes, eventually. But yeah, let your voice be heard. Speaking of what should be heard, as always, Mark, what are the latest song additions to the GMG music playlist that any and all can hear on Spotify and Apple Music?
GMG Music Playlist.
Or as I hear it say, GMG Music.
You need to get your ears. Yeah, of course. Since we didn't really have a theme other than randomness this week, they're just songs I decided to pick. So I guess sort of random.
Yep.
So the first song is "Are You In" by the band Incubus. The second song is The Eagles' "Peaceful Easy Feeling." And the third song, it's a newer song from Phil Wickham. It's called "Battle Belongs."
I think you should put in what's the song, and maybe it's the name of the song, where the Beatles sing 8 days a week.
It's literally called 8 Days a Week.
It's called 8 days a week. You need to put 8 days a week in there because
okay, it's
you are
officially
the
going
day.
in there.
Butcher Day.
That's a good point.
8 days a week, love you.
Yep, that one.
Sweet.
But I hope those songs help you get your good morning on.
Fantastic. Well, beside the wonderful GMG music playlist, we are also continuing to pull together the GMG video game top 100 that we will rank and reveal after some very scientific and logical voting by episode number 125. In preparation for that, every week we each will be bringing we're getting to the end here, bringing a game to add to the list. Patrick, Ronnie, Mark, and myself, what do you got?
Celeste.
Good one. Still need to play that.
Are we having a standoff?
Go ahead, Ronnie. What do you got?
Enter the Gungeon.
Hey!
Very appropriate.
Nice.
Nice.
A new addition.
Mark?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Ooh.
A classic that I've never played, but heard good things.
Well, you could get the remake of it that recently came out and give it a try.
Could. I've heard good things about that as well. My game is Skyrim.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, you're awake.
Here you are. I used to be an adventurer like you before I got an arrow to the knee. All right. Next week, I am bringing the topic, and hopefully all four of us will be here together to hear what that topic is for the second week in a row. It will be a 2020 record. I'm so excited. Alrighty then, Pat, Mark, and Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
1, 2, 3, 4.